Today, we get to work. I'm going to show you how to make your first bonsai tree. This is an objective bonsai design. So first we need to start with best base, then you find your best line, and then your best branch placement. But before we do any of that, we got to start with cleaning so we can see our structure. Cleaning out the growth in your tree is really important because it helps you to see into the tree, and it also helps you to think about the design you want to make inside the tree. When we're cleaning our branches, we want to make sure we're getting everything in the crotches. You want to get everything going straight up, and anything going straight down. First we're going to move these big heavy branches. Now you can either cut it with a stub, make a gin out of it later, or you can cut it flush with the trunk. But if you cut it flush with the trunk, it's more than likely never going to heal. Best thing would probably be to put some shari in that area. And shari is where you take and have dead wood running along the trunk. Now a gin is dead wood from a branch. Basically all you're going to do is take your pliers or whatever you got and just kind of strip the bark off of it. Like so. And then you're going to kind of want to split and just pull down to make it look like it was broken off. See, there we go. Alright, I think I'm going to make somewhere in here at the front of my tree. Something like this with the trunk going off to the right. Probably use this as our main branch, feature branch. This is our counterbalance. And we'll have our apex out of one of these two. One will be cut off or used for another branch in that side of the design. When you're wiring your tree, you want to make sure you use the thickest wire that you can possibly get onto the tree. That way you have the power to move the branch anywhere you want to move it. So we're going to try to measure out our wire here, how much we want to use, the length. That's probably good in there. We want enough to be sticking down in the soil. We want to make sure we got plenty to work with. Cut that. Alright. We're going to stick this down in the soil a little ways. Give us a good anchor point. And we're going to start to wrap around the trunk. Most books tell you to wire at a 45-degree angle, but it's actually better if you if you wire at like a 55, 60 degree angle, get a little better hold because you got more wire on the branch. You want to make sure you're making good contact with the branch, good tight contact. Get a good hold. Always pull with the tip of your wire. Wind it through these branches. These secondary trunks here. Alright, that's our trunk wired up. Now we're going to start to wire all the branches out. I'm not going to put anything in place yet, but I'm going to wire the tree out. When we come back, we should have the whole tree wired out, ready to go. Then we'll start to place the branches and see how our design turns out. Alright, so we finished wiring our tree. Now we're going to start to place some of these branches. Now when you're placing your branches, you want to be thinking about having the same angle of drop, the same spacing between branches. And make sure you're cleaning the underneath of these pads. That's what's going to give you the clean definition in between your layers. Alright, so let's see. This is going to be the front of our tree. We want this main branch coming down like so. And when you're placing your secondaries, you always want to go into the main branch and then out towards the light. Into the main, out towards the light. Comes more of these strung tips back. And that's our first pad. Lay out some more of these bottoms. And that starts to give us clean definition in the first pad. Maybe you could raise it up a tad bit, maybe somewhere right in there. Okay. Now, in our design, we want it to be asymmetrical, so we want longer on this side than we do on this side, since this is going to be our main feature branch here. So we want to try to shorten this guy. So we're going to go to the back and then bring him around back to the front. Let's start placing some of these guys into the main, out towards the light. Shorten that guy back some. Into the main, out to the light. Into the main, out to the light. See, these paths are so close together, this branch might have to end up coming off. And we end up using this branch here as our counterbalance. Clean those bottoms for sure. But that's just part of it. I mean, you just kind of go through the tree and wire everything out. Once you kind of get into it, get going, then you'll start to realize what you need to take off, what you can leave. Alright, next we got these two branches. That's going to make our second path. Go down. Put a little soft movement into it. And we're going to do the same for this guy. And that's going to make our second path. That guy back. And clean them bottoms. Kind of be like a front branch, maybe. Set that guy in these bottoms. Shorten this guy some. Okay. We probably are going to have to remove this branch. And this guy right here, he's going to come down. And be another branch. Alright guys, just a few more finishing touches and that's about it. Our first bonsai tree. I think she turned out pretty good.